Is the Iowa Energy Bank program, and last week we had just kind of passed around some assignments, and I think I'll just go ahead and maybe start with, did everybody get in touch with somebody? I know I did. Gene, you want to go ahead and start?
Well, I was supposed to contact Monona, and I find Monona is very hard county to follow up on. They didn't have a website.
Nobody home, huh?
So, but I did finally get a hold of the auditor, and right now they're in the process of looking at upgrading boilers in the courthouse. And she said they're just at the point, either I missed something here, but I was to understand they did the actual energy audit, Iowa Energy Bank. Has anybody else got that?
That's the way I was interpreting it too.
Now, from what she told me, they are in the process of hiring, looking at 2 engineering firms that do the audit.
So maybe they just facilitated?
That's the way it sounds like it. So they did not do the audit, but she says they've been very helpful. There's a reason they're working with them. They want the 1% loan, and they're just in the middle of it right now. So I didn't get a lot of information after I finally got a hold of it. It's just like, the only websites they have is what's tied to the state. So that was kind of a shock to me. I was under the impression they did the actual audit. So she was glad to have it.
Yeah, I kind of found out the same thing. I contacted Woodbury County and I talked to Jackie Smith up there. She's the chairman of the board. She returned my call. They actually have no contract with them at this time either. And she said they were kind of sitting like we were, thought this is too good to be true. You know, they're trying to figure out where the funds were coming from and everything that they could offer, some of the things they're offering. But they are currently, they're having 5 of their buildings. They're trying to get an audit done, but they're doing them, like you said, Gene, they're doing them through Mid-America. Their energy supplier is how they're doing these audits on these 5 buildings, but they are so backlogged with doing them. She said they are 8 weeks out, so we don't know what kind of time frame we're going to get anything done. She said, but we have not signed a contract with the Iowa Energy Bank. We're just kind of investigating the different options, different things they might be able to do for us going forward. So they're kind of sitting like we were. It's a good deal, but it'll occur.
I talked to Michelle Erickson last Friday from Monmouth County, and they're basically in the same stage that we are, just starting to get the application put together, and they haven't done anything other than that.
Have they made application?
Not yet.
Okay.
There's still putting the information together. They're in the same stage we are.
Very good, thank you.
Talked to the auditor from Humboldt County, Peggy Rice. They visited with Greg Wild. They thought he's very professional. They're having the courthouse done, the conservation building, and having another building done. They've come in, they've looked things over. They've just told them, I think we found some things we can help you with. She said it was going to be, they said it'd be another month before they got the results back. And their board had the same concern they did about any strings attached, and Greg confirmed that there were no strings attached. You could take this information they gave you, you could pay for it yourself. You didn't have to borrow money from them, but they wanted to be there, let you know that they're available to loan you money if they want to. And of course, they haven't got the final results back, but they thought that they were very professional with everything they did.
Very good, thank you. I spoke to Ben Steins. He's the auditor at Winneshiek County. Very helpful, knowledgeable. Said they also were just getting started, but they are amidst their application process. They haven't submitted the application process. Said that they had turned it over to their engineer. The engineer is the one collecting the data because he has the most buildings, and said it's way too early to tell as far as whether or not they're satisfied or unsatisfied with the process. Said that they're going to be looking at 3 different office buildings, including the courthouse, plus their shops. And he couldn't even name how many shops they have, but he said several shops. So it looked like a far more expansive project for them. And then he said, one of their supervisors had made mention that it might be, well positioned to be at least in line should there be money falling from the sky. So we'll find out day after tomorrow, should there be money falling from the sky. But he said, you know, like these programs, he says you're not doing your due diligence if you don't at least put yourself in a position for it. And I would tend to agree with that. So at this point, my suggestion would be, we didn't hear anything negative by anybody. Don't do it. We didn't hear anything necessarily, you gotta do it. But we don't have any counties that are already chest deep in it either. So my suggestion would remain to, we didn't find out anything negative, so my suggestion would be to go ahead and begin the application process. I've spoken to Joan a little bit about that I would be happy to manage that. And at least move forward, and let's find out what services they would provide us, and maybe give us a price, and then the ball's back in our court. Does that make sense to the rest of you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we'd be fools
Looking
not
at
to.
that application, we need to determine how many buildings we're gonna do.
Yes, yes, but I think we have that from prior notes. I mean, if there's,
I would include Dave in it, you know, all the buildings.
Conservation board.
Certain buildings, too.
Yeah.
yeah, I would think we need to be, you know, as comprehensive as possible. So do we need a motion to that effect? And we're just gonna move forward to it? Yeah, yeah, and I think I still have the old application. Yeah, if I can get back to my email. So, very well. Thank you for doing the extra homework on that, guys.